I'm Erin Caywood.
Yep, and I'm Steven. And this is our pool and backyard. So we moved into this house like 3 years ago from a neighborhood not too far away, but whenever we moved in, it was an old pool that was already there. And you know, you move into anywhere and you always want to do something, and we knew the pool in the backyard area was definitely something that we wanted to change.
Yeah, and our pool was, I mean, it looked like it was from the 80s, 90s, we're not even sure.
Yeah.
But it needed some help.
So, I mean, yeah, we moved into the house and the pool was already here. And like it looked fine whenever you looked at the pool. It was like a whitish bluish color. And I didn't really notice it at first, but after a few months of maintaining the pool, I noticed the pool cleaner would always have a lot of sand in it. And then one day I realized the sand wasn't sand, it was plaster. It was sucking off the bottom of the pool.
Right.
So who knows how old the pool was, but it was starting to fall apart.
Yeah. And then it just needed a facelift.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
You know, the teal and purple tile needed to go.
Brown.
And the brown.
Yeah.
But
I'd say number one was the color. So yeah, it was like a greenish and maroon tile with brown brick all around it, and that really wasn't working for us. But also just the general shape, it just kind of felt like an older pool with the way it was shaped. But you know, after we got into it, we realized, you know, if you want to change the shape of the pool, it's basically tearing out the pool. But we think Emerald did a great job of like updating like the look of the pool, and like we added on to it to kind of change the overall feel of everything, even though like the basic shape remained the same.
yeah, no, my biggest thing was I remember talking to Ed, and I wanted the moon.
Yeah.
But you know, we had a hard project because it was. You know, we were stuck with the shape that we had, or we were stuck with certain aspects because we didn't want to rip it out and start all over. But I think what was amazing about Emerald and about Ed in particular was the design you were able to give us and the ideas you were able to give us that made sense. And also telling me no in certain things that just weren't, you know, that weren't feasible, weren't possible, and would compromise the pool that we had. I think that was incredibly helpful. It was like working with, you know, a good trusted friend to make something beautiful without, you know,
upselling every step of the way.
Everything, because we could have ripped it out and spent thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it worked out really good.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. Actually, what you guys said, my first visit here, is that you wanted to raise the pool.
Yep,
that's true.
Yep, I forgot
and
about
I can
that.
totally see why, because you have that beautiful view and you had that seawall back there, the wall. And when I walked back here, and that's the first thing you said, I want to lift the pool up. And you just can't lift a pool up.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think you kind of found a way.
No, yeah, well, then I kind of knew what you wanted. I mean,
Right.
because obviously you wanted the view to get out there, and when you're out here, if you're in the pool, I mean, you can't see anything, but now that you have that upper level, now you have the whole lake and everything like that.
Right.
So I knew that in the design, we had to get it elevated somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So
But it makes such a big difference. I mean, standing inside now, instead of just this hole in the ground, you see this like beautiful backdrop with the lake behind it, and it's just such a focal point, and everybody mentions it. And I think that was such a creative idea to make it a totally different space.
You guys have a good reputation. So our neighbors down the road, they knew about Emerald. We'd heard nothing but good things. So just having like, I'd say the good reputation in the area. Like I've worked with some other contractors in the past that came to me just kind of like out of the blue, and that was never really a good idea. But knowing somebody that your neighbors have had experience with and come well recommended is good.
Yeah, for me, I think it was having just the advice up front on what we could and couldn't do. I think that was huge through the whole project. You guys were always in touch with us. You know, we had a text string that we were kind of constantly bantering on, which was cool. But we kind of always knew what was coming up. You guys were really fast at getting people out here, and I think that's because you do everything in house, which was awesome for us because we had other projects that were much smaller that took months and months and months, and this one was a lot shorter for as much as we had to do. So that was incredible.
And for me, just really like getting things done. Like there were a few things at the end that just little things that had to be tied up or whatever. They had people out here like the next day to fix it. It's great.
Yeah.
I love doing the text thread with everybody.
Yes.
Because in a project like this, there's a lot of little things, and things, you know, you may say something, but or I may say something, and if it's not written down, you can always go back and look at it and, well, they really want this, let's do this. it just keeps everybody in the loop.
Yeah.
And then we also include the office, and obviously Hunter was involved in that too.
Yeah, he
He
was
did a
fantastic.
great job with that too. So.
Yeah. I'd say the crew was awesome. Everybody was really friendly, very respectful, very, very quick and efficient. Like, it was amazing how much they got done in a short amount of time. But, you know, I think they left everything really nice and picked up and nice, and just treated everything with, you know, respect.
And they entertained all my questions. I may have had one or two questions about how this works or that works, and they would take the time to explain to me what was going on, and I appreciated that.
They were super, super great.
I would say the one thing, having had some bad experience with contractors, they were really good about sticking to their budget and the price. It's like other contractors is like, oh, we found this and it's, you know, so much more and whatnot. They did a really good job of sticking with what they said, and as we said, like not upcharging us or trying to sell us on every little thing, nickel and diming here and there. It was a good experience, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody was so friendly and great to work with. I mean, I know that's, you know, it's probably secondary to the budget thing, but it's nice to work with people that are pleasant to deal with, and that, you know, that are just honest and good people. So I think that was great.
I would say ask around, like if anybody you know has worked with them before. We've used one other pool builder before, and the only reason we went with them, we were totally different area, so Emerald wasn't even the mix, don't worry. But it was because they had a good reputation in the area. I just wouldn't always choose the lowest price. It doesn't mean the best quality. I would like to know from other people's experience how their experience went and what I might be getting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think good word of mouth and, you know, people that have used them before in the past is a huge deal. And Emerald, I mean, it kept coming up as a really good company, and people had, you know, amazing things to say about you guys. And so I think that went the furthest. But, you know, honestly, you did a lot to save us money too. I mean, you would let us know kind of what our options were, and, you know, rein us in when it was just not cost effective. But, you know, I think that's important, because, you know, we could have gotten ourselves into a lot more money that we didn't need to spend to get, you know, I mean, I'm incredibly happy with what we got. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah.